Hello, hey. Welcome to another episode of Grace and Roses. You know who I am. I'm Keisha Holden. I'm so glad you decided to tune in with me today. I'm working this weekend in Providence and I'm staying at the beautiful Omni Hotel. When I lived here years ago, this was not the Omni, it was the Westin. But it's absolutely gorgeous, still in such a great space. When I checked in, they gave me a complimentary upgrade. So I'm in a king size room on the 19th floor. So I have incredible city views. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy my stay while I'm here. Anyway, getting down to the get down. So today's episode was inspired by my therapist. During my last session, we were talking about forgiveness and we went really in depth in what forgiveness is, what it does for you, and why you should forgive for health reasons. So we're just going to get into that today. And to answer the question, what does this have to do with grace and roses? We all are in need of grace, right? And so what is the point of you receiving grace if you can't give it? And I know a lot of times, I know specifically for me, over my life, I've been hurt. I've been dealt a bad hand with certain people. People who should have taken care of me did not. And so it leaves a lot of disgruntled, angry feelings. Now, you know the old cliche, forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. It's to give you an opportunity to free yourself and to free yourself from the captivity of the other person. They've gone on and lived their lives. They don't even remember what happened. They won't even acknowledge what happened to you or the offense that they caused to you. But at the end of the day, you need to free your heart, your mind, your soul, and your spirit from the offense that was caused to you. Yes, you've been injured. I totally get that. I understand. We're all in the same boat. At the end of the day, you will not be judged on what they did to you. You'll be judged on how you reacted to it, and you'll be judged if you forgave them or not. I had a bishop in Boston that, God rest his soul, he has passed away, but he used to say, I'm not going to hell for unforgiveness. And that's so true. That's it's such an eye-opening statement, right? Because of all the things you can go to hell for, to go to hell for unforgiveness, you've lived your entire life a certain way, and for that little piece of thing where you could choose to forgive or not can land you in a place that you don't want to be in. So I want to encourage you to forgive those who have hurt you and to move on with your life. What my therapist shared with me was you can prevent a lot of health implications. So unforgiveness is almost like a cancer, right? So it eats at your brain cells. It reduces your heart rate. It increases your blood pressure. You can end up with ulcers, a heart attack, stroke. Like unforgiveness festers in the body and causes so much chaos in the body. Anything negative can happen to you because you haven't forgiven someone that has wronged you and has injured you. So this is a conversation more about keeping yourself healthy, and that's where the self-love comes in. We want to be healthy. The Bible says, my brother and sister, I wish you to live in health and good wealth, even as your soul prospers. Your soul is not going to prosper if you're not in a state of forgiveness, right? Forgiveness has to come from within, like a deep place from within. I choose to forgive. Think about it for a moment. The longer you hold on to unforgiveness, the longer the problem will fester and manifest in your body. Also, you delay your blessings by living in a state of unforgiveness, right? I don't want a soul holding my blessing hostage just because I won't forgive them. I get it. I'll say it over and over again. I know that you've been injured. I know that you've been scarred. I know you've been hurt. And it feels like you've been hurt in unimaginable ways. I know that you're feeling like, I just want justice, right? You may not get an answer, you may not get justice on this side of heaven, but one thing I know for sure, God knows how to pay that person back way better than you can. So what do? Release them. There's no reason for you to hold on to them. You're just holding on to broken and missed opportunities to move forward in your life, to move forward in your spirit, to move forward in your soul. Your finances can suffer behind it. There are so many ramifications in living in a state of unforgiveness. And I keep saying it because I wanted to drive it home to you. There's someone that's on your mind that God has placed on your heart that you need to forgive. And I hope and pray that this conversation will drive you to do that. It's not going to be easy, but I promise you and I guarantee you that it's going to be worth it. And then on the other side of that, I started the conversation with saying, we all need grace, right? What if you're the one that caused the offense? What if you're the one who's standing in the need of forgiveness? We've all offended somebody at some point. At the end of the day, we all need grace. We all need forgiveness. And how funny is it that when we need grace, we want it when we want it. Like it's my grace and I want it now, right? Like the J.G. Wentworth commercial. It's my money and I want it now, right? When we are the person, when we are the offender, we have this attitude like, it's my grace, it's my forgiveness, and I want it now. So that means in order to receive grace, you have to give it. You can't stand in a state of offense and think that everything is going to be okay at the end. It's not. We hold on to a lot of stuff, whether it's good or whether it's bad. We move on with our lives and we sweep the offense under the rug. And it's almost like out of sight, out of mind, right? We don't get the apology we're looking for. We don't get the justice we're looking for. We don't get to see the end result that we're always looking for. So we tend to sweep things under the rug, out of sight, out of mind. But that's not true forgiveness, right? You're just tucking it away. Think of it as a closet. You're putting all these feelings into a closet. Eventually, the closet is going to burst. Have you ever seen the movie 27 Dresses? Where Katherine Heigl's character, she has 27 bridesmaids dresses, and it's so much. There are bridesmaids dresses and accessories to go with it, to the point where when she's putting a new dress away, she has a hardest time of closing those closet doors. Think about it. The more offense and hurt and pain you don't address and you just tuck it into the closet, it gets harder and harder to close those doors. Eventually, what comes in has to come out, and it comes out in different ways that are not conducive for your growth, and they're not conducive for your relationships, whether it's romantic, familial, work-related. It's just not good for you. But look at the end of that movie, 27 Dresses. It's one of my favorite movies, so this is why I want to talk about it, right? So at the end of that movie, 27 Dresses, when she finally decides, I'm going to let this stuff go, she has garbage bag on top of garbage bag on top of garbage bag of stuff, bridesmaids dresses and accessories that are going to the curb. I want to encourage you to do that today. Go into the closet of your heart, go into the closet of your mind, clean it out. Whomever you have to talk to in order to get your closet cleaned out, whether it's your parents, your siblings, a loved one that hurt you, even if you can't speak to them any longer, by any chance they've gone on to be with the Lord, whatever the case is, you've lost contact with them, I want you to sit down and write a letter. If you can't talk to them, I want you to sit down and write a letter to them and ask for forgiveness. Release them. You're holding them hostage. 9 times out of 10, they don't know what they've done to you. I want you to free yourself, and I want you to release these people from what they've done to you. You're holding them hostage. You're also holding your blessings hostage, right? I hate to say it again, but let's reiterate, right? So I want you to go into your closet of hurt, your closet of offense, your closet of unforgiveness, clean it out. It is a very high form of self-care to let it go. You may not get the apology on this side of life. Such is life, right? You're not going to get the apology, but move forward as though you have. God literally wants the best for you. All he's asking for is total surrender. I remember going through the earlier stages of therapy, and my therapist, Cassandra, hipped me to the game on radical acceptance. Radical acceptance comes down to no matter what the outcome is, I accept it. This relationship may not end in marriage, but I'm going to be okay with that. This job may not end up for me being retired, or this is my dream job and I may get laid off from it. Whatever the case is, I've accepted it. And that frees you from so much turmoil and chaos. You don't know how freeing that is. You get so released from holding on to things that you can't change. You have no control of the outcome of any circumstance or any situation in your life. Yes, you can control by, if you're in a job, you work hard toward that job, you give it your best. But at the end of the day, if they decide to shut down and you get laid off, what control did you have over that? None. You can be in a relationship with someone and it doesn't end up going down the aisle, and it's not till death do us part. Gotta be okay with that. You cannot keep yourself locked into a prison where you can't be free. God wants us to be free. Forgiveness is one of the first steps to freedom. I want you to live freely. I want you to think freely. I don't want you to hold on to anything that God doesn't have for you. The whole point of Grace and Roses is for you to live to your best potential. Mind, body, soul, and spirit. And financially. Get free. Get free from what happened to you. Get free from what was done to you. Again, I know it hurt. I know it gave you some pain. I know it caused memories that you will never be able to let go of. But you can live in freedom starting with the first step, and that's forgive. I want to share something with you before we go. And it's by Bryant H. McGill. And it just simply says, there is no love without forgiveness. And there is no forgiveness without love. Grace and Roses is about self-love, self-care. Love yourself first enough to forgive yourself and to forgive others. Can we do that? Now, I'm sharing it with you, but I had to walk through it as well. So I completely understand what this journey feels like. You go and race through your mind like, who am I not forgiving? Who haven't I forgiven? You might have that person top of mind. Go back. Give the forgiveness. They may not receive it in the way that you want them to, but at least you are walking in your freedom. Right? The name of the game is freedom. So, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you taking your time to watch. Go ahead and like, share, comment down below. It boosts the algorithm. I want this to go around the world. There's a lot of negativity going around. So I want you to share with someone that may need some self-love, right? Share self-love with anyone you come in contact with. Join us next week for our next episode. And don't forget, give yourself grace and roses. I'll see you soon. Bye.